We have been invited by our partners Zwift here to Cape Town for Team Dimension Data's get together to witness the final of a quite incredible competition. So over 9,000 cyclists registered for the Zwift Academy a couple of months ago, and they've been whittled down gradually through a series of group workouts, group training rides and a vigorous training programme. They've been assessed by a panel of 6 experts from the team and from Zwift, and now we're down to just 3.
It just tops off the most amazing week of my life.
My name's Nick White, I'm 20 years old and I come from Ballarat, Australia.
I'm Ollie Jones, I'm 21, I'm from Christchurch, New Zealand.
My name's Sam Obley, I'm from Auckland, New Zealand. I live on the Gold Coast of Australia and I'm an under 23 finalist of the Zwift Academy.
One of these 3 incredibly talented young individuals will next year be riding for Team Dimension Data's Continental squad. To find out who, we are going to be putting them through their paces one final time, overseen by some of the best pro riders in the world.
This training camp is the ideal place for the team to see the 3 riders in the real world, and for the riders it's an amazing opportunity to be around and learn from some of the best cyclists in the world.
Yeah, it's been a really rigorous process. Firstly, they had to go through 6 weeks of training, some structured workouts, group rides, races. Then out of that group of 10,000 people that started, they were selected as part of a group of 10. From that group, we selected our 3 finalists. Aside from the scientific power-based information we received, we also did in-depth questionnaires to find out more about them as people, as well as their palmares and history in cycling.
So John, you've been in charge of kind of looking at all the guys' numbers, and I understand that those numbers are quite impressive.
Yeah, so if I'm with most kind of usual Zwift users, the numbers are maybe like 2.5 watts a kilo or so for the kind of thresholds. These guys are around the kind of 6 watts a kilo kind of level, so definitely up there with kind of our Conti and kind of Pro Conti World Tour kind of level. Yeah, really impressive.
So on to the 3 challenges. The first will be the climb, which is, as it says on the tin really, a timed effort up a local climb. Next, they will take on the teammate challenge to see how they can adjust and react to real-life race scenarios. And finally, the sprint lead-out, where they will attempt to deliver a top pro sprinter to the finish line as quickly and efficiently as possible.
This is a very simple one, a 5.5 kilometre timed effort up a well-known climb here in Cape Town called Signal Hill. We've enlisted the help of Steve Cummings, current British national champion and a 2-time winner of stages, very mountainous in the Tour de France. And he's going to give the guys his tips.
This climb is a particularly awkward one. The first part is tough, but then it eases off before a final kick up to the line. So not a true climber's climb. In a race, in fact, I think the likes of Van Avermaet or Sagan would stand just as much chance as a Froome or Quintana. So it offers all 3 of our Zwift finalists the chance to do well.
Yeah, no, I do look at my power. I would look at my power, but as a guide, more to hold me back at the start probably, just so I don't go, when it's a race.
Steve's advice is simple but very important. He suggests that for the duration of around 14 minutes, you should try to stick at around 20 watts over your FTP, but only keep an eye on power for the first 4 minutes before then going on feel. He also reminded the guys to get air on the flatter sections of the climb, something that can be very easy to forget.
Right, well done guys. That's the hardest effort of the couple of days out of the way, you'll be pleased to know. You all did really well. Steve's going to read the results out for us now.
Okay, Nick, you did 13:26. Sam, you did 13:16, and Ollie, you did 12:57.
12:57. Yeah, good performance from all of you though, because we looked at the current Strava record and you're all well inside the fastest time ever on Strava up here. We're going to get back to the hotel now, get yourself some lunch, get a little bit of rest, and then test 2 is this afternoon. Okay guys, the second test is all about being a teammate. I'm sure you all know very well Bernie Eisel. He has spent many years in his career looking after his teammates, especially Mark Cavendish, and making sure it finishes in a sprint so Mark can do his stuff at the end of a race. So we have come to a 30-kilometre loop. We're going to do it 2 times. You are going to be chasing an imaginary breakaway, and this is all about you helping each other. You are teammates. If you feel stronger, you can do longer turns. If you're not feeling so good, you can pull off a bit sooner. But Bernie is team captain. He'll be sat on the back of you, giving you instructions to what the time gap is, how hard you need to go, whether you need to knock it off slightly or if you need to go faster.
I think we just go out there and do it.
Riding on the front of a peloton is not as simple as it might seem. You have to constantly adapt to the weather conditions, the terrain, how the breakaway are riding, and indeed how the rest of the teams are riding around you. And there is nobody better to teach the guys this kind of racecraft than Bernie Eisel, as you will very well see.
Okay folks, it's like situation 5-man breakaway, 3 world tour, 2 other guys working nicely together, strong group, and 60 k's to go on these 2 loops. Normally easy to bring them back, but they're working nicely together and haven't done too much yet. Share the work and let's go. You always wait 2 seconds. So you go into the corner fast, you come out the corner, you wait 2 seconds, and then you build it up again. Because the second guy, third guy is fine, but then 4, 5, 6 is just gonna get stretched out. And especially in crosswinds, other teams will try to move in, take their spot, and then, you know, they end up like being 30th. As you can see, they stopped the team cars now. There's 3 guys left at the front, so they're really going for it. 15 k's to go. You see that also on your screen. Straight. 2 more left-hand corners, then 6 k's straight to the finish, tail crosswind. So at the moment we have to pick up the speed like they do, because if 2 guys are coming back already, it means they're really... Now it's headwind, and the last 6 is tail crosswind, so it's definitely going to happen there. And we need full horsepower still there, but also picking up speed now to bring them back. It's like you always have just 3 commandos. One is like stop and a mechanical failure. One is go and one is hold. Because go and slow is too similar. So you have like literally 3 commandos. And whatever they yell behind you, you try to understand it and tell the guy in front of you. Go, 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 go. Great. And now we start rotating a little bit more to the left. Full crosswind here. Steady, steady. So all about riding steady. Stay right, stay right. Nice job. And now it's like the other teams would come up, you know. They would start challenging, you know. And you go.
We thought we'd wait till we got back to the hotel to go with Bernie and talk about how the guys got on. They're now getting showered, but it seems like they went all right out there today.
Oh, they went great. It was great fun, and I think they learned a lot in just 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure they really enjoyed it, getting some bits and tips and information on racecraft from yourself, so thanks very much for doing that.
No problem, it was fun.
Yeah, so I think Bernie's now going to head off and give his feedback along with Steve Cummings from the climb earlier. One more test to come. Okay guys, we are nearing the end of the academy now. This is the third and the final test, and it is a lead out. Now you've all proven yourselves very much on the climb already. I know you're very good climbers, but even the best climbers in the world have still got to be capable of being at the front of a bunch in a really fast sprint finish. So you're going to be doing a 2 kilometre lead out 3 times. We're going to rotate you each time, and the person that you're leading out is Edvald Boassen Hagen, who they call the boss because he's also incredible on the climbs with an awesome sprint at the end.
For this challenge, we have chosen a 2 kilometre stretch of pretty flat coastal road. Now 2 kilometres is a long way when you're trying to deliver a sprinter at top speed, and the guys had the added complication today they are facing a very tough headwind. So it's going to be really important that they judge their effort, otherwise they're going to be slowing down at the end of their turns instead of speeding up.
I think should start a bit easier and then bring up the speed, so you go a bit slower at the start and bring up the speed and you carry on, and did a good job considering delivered a bit early for your but that was good, but we have things to improve, so we try to bring it up to speed slowly and then deliver in higher speed so we not get swamped by other teams. Not that many teams out now, but for later on. Bit more to the right. Up the right. Try to pick up the speed now. Up. Up.
On your left through this corner. On your left.
That was a lot better, more correct delivering and pacing at the start. The areas we could get even better is to, when you swap off, to start just building up. Not have a peak when you get to the front, because then I have to do a peak, and every time you go up and have a small acceleration, it kills the legs, so it's better to go gradually up, but that was a lot better delivering considering the headwind. So it is really windy and hard out there. Pick it up.
You're done. You've completed all 3 of the challenges that we set for you, and you've passed it all with flying colours. Especially this last one, Edvald was particularly pleased with the way that you dealt with the conditions here and also the way that you improved between the 3rd one and the 1st one. But there's nothing more that you can do. Team Dimension Data have got an incredibly difficult decision on their hands now, and I wouldn't want to be the one making it, but I wish you all the best of luck. And I know that even if you don't make it here,
Thanks, Dan.
if you keep working, you're going to get there eventually.
This is it, guys. Sam, Ollie, Nick, I know you're all really nervous. I'm actually very, very nervous for you as well. It's been a great week. A decision has been made, and about to give it to you is the Team Dimension Data team principal, Doug Ryder. Very briefly, before we get to the final decision, Doug, a few brief comments on the week with the guys.
So yeah, I mean, you guys are amazing, and it's an absolute privilege to have you in Cape Town, South Africa, after thousands and thousands and thousands of applicants. The three of you have made it here, so just pat yourselves on the back for that already. So congratulations. It's been amazing to see how you've interacted with the team, both on and off the bike. You're all, you're three exceptional guys, and so it's been an absolute privilege to have you here and to have the chance to ride with the Team Dimension Data World Tour team.
Okay, Doug, thank you. Right, it's time. Let's find out who the winner is.
So the rider that'll be on the 2018 Team Dimension Data Continental Team is Ollie. Congratulations, Ollie. Well done, Ollie. Good job. Well done, though, hey? Good job,
Well done, Ollie. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Amazing. Yeah, I think these two guys have been so good the whole week, and we all get on so well. So yeah.
I know that they've been going through a lot, and it's been such a hard decision, and all of the pros that you rode with spoke highly of you all, so it's not been easy from anyone's point of view. Sam, I'm going to ask you how you feel. I think I probably know, but...
Oh, I'm stoked. Oh, I'm actually stoked for him. He deserves it. He's deserved it for a long time, so yeah, no, I'm happy for him, and he deserves it all.
You got it, the ball!
And how would you sum up your feeling right now in just a few words?
It's just absolutely ecstatic. Like, so much work has gone into it. So many hours and a lot of sacrifices as well. And not just from me, from my family, my whole support network. And I'm glad, I'm happy, and just speechless.
Sam, what have you taken home from this week?
Yeah, for me, just jump on every opportunity is what I can take from this. Is like I had no idea this was coming, and within 8 weeks I was at a camp with World Tour riders. So
disappointed, I know, but what are you going to take home from these last few days with Dimension Data?
Just the experience, just being able to ride with the guys, and everything they've taught us is huge. It's just gained a new wealth of knowledge in cycling, and as well as just how a World Tour team operates.
Well, still a lot of nervousness and excitement with the guys. I think we're still just inside the hotel there. But what a journey it's been for them and for us, in fact, over the last week or so. I'm sure this is something that none of them are ever going to forget in their lives. This, though, is hugely exciting. The fact that Zwift is capable of identifying huge talents in terms of numbers, and then they can work with a team like Dimension Data, who can then put them into their continental squad and polish them, make them the finished article with tactics and everything else that you need to be a professional bike racer. I would not be at all surprised if the future Tour de France champion in a not too distant future is identified just using numbers on a virtual online cycling world. Well, if you've not yet subscribed to GCN, you can do so now by clicking on the globe. I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up down below if you've enjoyed this last video, and we've got some more content coming up for you now. Just down here are our hacks for Zwift, which is well worth watching, and just down here are some tips on Mark Cavendish on how to sprint.